demons don't have to possess people anymore. Like modern technology, they'll possess you right there. They have your attention. They have everything. That they don't need to possess you because they already have your attention and they're already influencing you.
Right.
I like to care, but I don't know. Your words can't shake my bones, though. I'm stronger than you know. Your fire can't melt my soul. No, no.
Do a little chatting.
Yep.
Piss a few people off. A lot more than a few, probably. Everyone.
We're going to piss a lot of people off. But I think we're going to also make a lot of people happy because we're going to
Yeah.
say what they
everybody's
want to
thinking,
say,
I
what they're
feel.
thinking. We're going to
Yeah,
say
like-
the quiet part out loud.
If you don't find something to relate to, like, get out of here.
Get out.
Look right in the eyes. Get out.
Out.
I'm just kidding.
Bye.
In the shadows, I found my light. In the chaos, I found my fight.
We're excited to announce that we're partnering with GhostBed. Their mattresses are crazy comfortable and super cool, literally, thanks to their patented cooling technology. And they ship right to your door. If you're ready to level up your sleep,
Head on over to ghostbed.com/unfiltered for 10% off their already insanely low prices.
scary low. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered and Unfazed. I'm your host, Tessa.
I'm Heather, and we are back to see if any of us did our resolutions.
Have we worked on any of them?
I don't think I have.
I
I've just come to the conclusion I do not think I have.
Yeah, let's go through them again just really briefly, just so that we can remember exactly what we said. And by we, I mean me. I don't remember what I said.
Organization and /purge.
Okay.
Be more intentional. Gym/movement. Paying off your car and budgeting. Verbalizing gratitude.
Right.
And digging into the disconnect that I've discovered that I have with that.
With the gratitude.
We've been doing the 40 for 40. So we've missed a couple days, but I worked out this morning, been walking.
Yeah.
It's about where it ends.
Yeah. I too I started to exercise on my pole again.
Okay. So
So I'm
Tessa's
like-
pole dancing.
Yeah, pole dancing.
Pole fitness. We'll call it pole fitness.
Yeah.
So we got one. We're getting in movement.
Yeah, so that's at least good. Like, and I feel like I have been, I don't know about like overall, like I've been better about like making sure I'm drinking water and like that kind of stuff. But again, it's only been a week, so we'll see.
Right. I got my I got my annual physical. I got my pap smear done.
How was that?
That was good. It was fun.
Good.
Everything good.
Good in the hood.
I mean, not somewhat. Nothing bad. Nothing.
Yeah.
Everything's negative.
Yeah.
They're basically she goes, okay, so you're HPV negative, but I couldn't get enough cells for the rest of it, which the rest of it, just so for all you out there that don't know what a pap smear is, it's check for cancer cells.
Oh.
She's like, so we could either just do it like next year or like do it again. And I was like, probably do it again.
Yeah.
Like, what if God forbid.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's nothing that's indicating that.
Right.
But like, I don't get doctors anymore.
Yeah.
Like, why are you telling me, I like couldn't get like a conclusive test. So like, you can just like wait and hope for the best.
Right. That's
Like,
weird.
what if it's that one time? What if there is
Right.
a cancer cell in there?
Right. No,
I mean, yay, HPV negative. Yay.
Yeah, that's
awesome,
great. But
awesome.
what if there's something else up in there? Yeah.
But like, why would I just not do it again?
Right. Right.
Like, I thought that was weird.
Yeah. I do also think that's weird. I personally, like, I feel like a lot of the medical industry has turned so capitalistic that I feel like they just want you to come in for another appointment so that they can charge your insurance again.
I thought that.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, if we can do it now and we don't have to pay for another appointment, then wouldn't it be better to do it now?
So
Like,
I wouldn't get charged.
yeah, but do your insurance.
My insurance, yes.
Yeah.
But because it was inconclusive. So it's like they're not technically, I think they don't really make that much more money on it.
Yeah.
So like it confused me because half the time believe that doctors are trying to get you, like you said, to come in more and blah, 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 get their payday. But then the other half, I'm like, they're not doing, they need to be more thorough. I'm like, there's like no middle ground of like, I'm thorough, but I'm not trying to make money off you, but I care. That's like not a thing anymore. It's either they literally are
Right.
like, just like come back next year, whatever, I don't care.
Right.
Or they're like, come in every day for the next 6 months.
Right.
And I'm like, where's that middle ground? Because yeah, eventually the insurance is not going to cover it. She's gonna be like, well, your insurance is like not paying for this, but you like really need to come in. So
Right.
I'm like, she's not the one I wanted to go to. The one I originally started with, the OBGYN, she also has a DO. I don't know if you know what that is. I didn't. I had to look it up. But they do more root cause. Not just, it's not holistic. You're still an MD. You still have your MD.
Yeah.
But you get more education. Like you look into the root causes of things, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
So she would be more like, well, let's do this, this, and this. Let's figure out why this is happening. Where that doctor is more like, very medicine focused, surgery focused, like things like that. So I really do see the difference.
Yeah.
Which is alarming.
Yeah. I like doctors that do a little bit of both. Those are my favorite.
Right.
Because that lets me know that like genuinely, like I think about all the time, like I like the doctors that don't just like say like I go in, like obviously every doctor's going to be like, get Ozempic, do Ozempic, do get on this.
I found some that are not. They're like anti. Some are very for it. Some are very against it. Like,
yeah. And so, but I like a doctor that instead of just saying do Ozempic, because I'm not opposed to that.
Right.
Like I'm not like anti or anything like that. I just like cautious. Cause like, you know, I feel like it's really what it comes to is like what I used to have a really restrictive eating disorder and I'm worried that it will trigger that.
One thing I can say is that it does help with that because I too suffer from eating disorders and because what it does is it makes your life not revolve around that food noise. And so it does help with that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what the research is. Allegedly, like I said, I've seen people when I was on Instagram that say I've stopped taking it and I'm still, you know, it's harder.
Yeah.
Like obviously the medication's not doing part of the work, but that it helped my relationship with food.
Yeah.
I don't know enough research where, okay, 3 influencers said that. That doesn't mean everybody. I could stop taking it and be literally right back where I was.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That I can't speak on. And a lot of people say it is a lifelong medication.
Yeah.
Which
but
they've found is safe
changing
to,
your lifestyle habits.
Right.
So either way, like
either way, it's
a lifestyle change.
You can't just do something and then stop.
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
Can't.
There is nothing out there that's going to be like, oh, well, you can do this for 5 months and then you'll be skinny the rest of your life. No. Like it's like you can do this and then this is your life now.
This is your life now.
Like that's
100%.
I do
you
think
can
that,
go on like a maintenance lower dose, which a lot of people do. Because they don't need to lose more weight, but they want to maintain. And it's like, there's things you can do, but you can't just be like, I'm going to take this for 6 months. That's what I thought. I thought you could. I thought you could take it for 6 months, kind of like get going, get the ball rolling and then stop. But that's not how it works.
No.
That is not how it works. So you need to be prepared to like take it for a good while. I mean, I guess it depends. If you have that 10 pounds you want to lose and you do it for a couple months, you don't have like an eating disorder and like a weight problem. Like, maybe.
Like I've heard of influencers going just like for a week. And
yeah,
like
maybe.
getting on like I'm taking Mounjaro this week.
Yeah, but that's
some
ridiculous because it takes 8 weeks to even work.
Right.
So they're probably taking some high dose. That's why they all have stomach paralysis and look like they have cancer.
Yeah.
But it takes 8 weeks to even work in your system because it's not just an appetite suppressor. It literally works in your intestines and digestional tract and like everything. It regulates your blood sugar. Like there's a lot of benefits. It says that it's reducing risk of certain cancers. But it's not a new medication. I think that's where people are confused
No, it's
too.
not. It actually is a really old medication. It's a derivative of the venom of a monstera lizard, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And they were searching for a cure for diabetes and they extracted the venom from this.
We're all lizard people now.
No, literally. I'm like the lizard people. You know, conspiracy theorists here have your cake right here.
Have it.
Because
take it.
Then they used it to try to treat like diabetes, something like that, and it ended up working. And then one of the side effects was you lost a lot of weight as well.
Right.
What?
I rebuke in the name of Jesus. Continue.
Okay. What was that?
keep seeing something by that box.
I can't see past the light, so.
like twice.
You seen something? No, but I've been having
And
weird
I was like,
experiences
it's not
too.
Logan because like it's tall. Like it's not tall. I'm normally tall, but it's tall enough past that box.
Yeah, that you're
So
like
I
seeing something.
rebuke everyone.
Yeah,
hear
because
this
we
now.
actually do have a lot to talk about. Like
I
things that
rebuke
we've
in the name of Jesus. We are
Yeah,
covered and
in
protected by the
Jesus'
blood
name.
of Jesus. We rebuke any unclean spirits, any dark demons, shadow people that are demons.
Yeah.
Rebuke. We rebuke.
I rebuke
in
any
Jesus'
monitoring
name.
spirit as well.
Yes. Okay.
Stop monitoring me.
We don't need to be monitored. You will never, ever, ever get to us. We will not
No.
partake.
Gotta be quicker than
in
that.
any of that. So
Gotta be quicker than the Lord. And are you? Probably not.
you saw me look over, right? I
No,
hope that's
I've
on
seen.
camera.
No. I saw you look over a couple times, and that's why I was like, wait. What
Like
is
I was
it?
like waiting to see
Yeah.
Eli or somebody because I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I see someone there,
Right.
but it was dark.
Right.
You know,
Okay, no, I
I
know.
rebuke hard.
I know so much rebuking.
So much rebuking.
Not even like as a joke. Like I know that we're like a little
No,
bit
I'm not
silly,
joking.
but like
I'm
this is like
very dead serious right
that's
now.
creepy.
That I
Okay,
rebuke.
and especially because what we're gonna talk about, like that's why it's like a little bit more. But like, yeah, just to finish that full thought process.
Sorry, I did not.
No,
mean
no. That
like I was visibly.
no, you saw.
I don't see it
something.
anymore.
No. But you glimpsed something. Something you glimpsed it. So okay.
No, it was like clear.
Yeah.
as
Well,
day.
no. I mean, like you like.
Yes, like I kept seeing it. Like
Yeah.
it was like going like this. Rebuke.
Yeah, that's creepy. And you know what?
And I feel calmer
Can
now.
I say something to you though? From my viewpoint, like right there, because the door's open.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I see is a cross.
In the name of Jesus.
Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing.
He's
I'm seeing a
protecting
cross.
us.
Yeah. So, but yeah, basically they just took that and then they
just feel
made
lighter
it
now.
to Ozempic. Oh, because the original thing that they made, you had to do like 2 shots every day, and then they
really?
yeah, and then they got it like. I don't know how like remixed the venom or whatever. And now that is where you have to only take 1 shot a week. So, but yeah, it was all for to find the cure of diabetes. And I understand, but then like obviously Hollywood hears about it.
Right. Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing is it got taken advantage of in a weird way.
Yeah.
And like at that time it was actual diabetic medication
Yeah.
that they were taking.
Yeah.
This was before Ozempic, not Ozempic, Mounjaro
Yeah, like
and
Mounjaro,
Zepbound
Wegovy,
and
Zepbound, yeah, all those,
Wegovy
yeah.
came out because so there was a shortage and people
Right.
with diabetes were unable to. Some
Right.
people were like, I can't get my medication; it's like sold out, or
Right.
they're saying they can't fulfill the prescription.
Right.
So like, yeah, I get that. That's absurd. I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I do think that was a little extreme and that was a weird time. But and then there's the people that are like, well, you won't get the jab, but you'll take Ozempic or you'll take this or you'll take that, and it's like. Yeah, because guess what? I thought you guys were the ones that said my body, my choice.
Right.
So, sure, I can take whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
I don't want to take the
Oh,
jab.
you mean
I'm not going to take the jab.
vaccine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck that. Sorry.
So, but they're like, oh, all these Republican, or I don't know why it's always a Republican. Like, only Republicans take the weight loss
Vaccine?
shot. Let's be
the
real.
weight loss shot? Oh. News
all
to
these,
me.
all these conservatives,
Like-
they're like, oh, well, you guys won't take the jab. Well, they don't call it the jab, but you'll take, Ozempic or Zepbound,
Yeah.
and it's like,
And-
yeah,
yeah,
and that's
I'll
my
surely
choice.
take something
too.
that's been
no
around for
one's
20
telling
plus
me
years, yeah.
I have to take it.
Yeah.
Do you guys not see the difference?
Right.
The vaccine was being almost
People were
mandated. It was
fired.
mandated for a moment.
for a lot of people.
They're not telling me I have to take that. I'm choosing to take that.
Right.
So therefore, it's my choice.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah, it's
like,
different.
I'm not being told like you have to take this or you're going to lose your job.
Yeah, that's wild.
That is absolutely wild. Like, and so, stuff like that. But like, no, I'm not against it at all. Like, I might have a hard time doing the one where you have to like draw it out yourself.
No, I have to do the pen.
The pen.
I need
yeah,
like
can
I
the
do
pen,
not
but-
want anything to do with that.
Yeah, I'm like
Tyler does that for his
no.
testosterone, and I'm like, no. I'm gonna
No.
do something wrong. No, I mean I know how to do
No.
it.
It's not that
just-
I'm gonna do something wrong. It's just that, like, for me personally, someone who had an addict mother, I can't
Right.
do
Needles
that.
on top of that.
But the little thing that I go, yeah,
and you
whatever.
don't even see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's literally like you don't even see the needle or
100%.
anything.
That's great for me.
But yeah. So speaking of rebuking,
Yeah. So
I fought it for a long time.
yeah.
But
there's some crazy things going
Mm-hmm.
on. And so actually I kind of want to talk about like what happened to me the other night.
Okay.
And then we'll go into
Yes.
like what
yes.
okay.
Were you watching it? No.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, 'cause that
This
would've
was
been
before you even told me about
really
it. It was the
crazy.
night before you told me about it.
Okay.
And okay, so just so that I don't mess up, I'm gonna find like what I sent. So I sent Heather a message the other night, and I was like, okay, so don't freak out. And I have to preface, and I was like, I know you're gonna freak out because I said not to freak out, but something crazy happened to me. So I said, okay, so last night something weird happened. There was this loud electronic sound that woke me up from a dead sleep. It sounded like it was coming from my walls. So naturally, I unplugged everything and turned off all my switches just in case, but it kept getting louder. And I thought it was in my walls, but mainly I could hear it in my bedroom. I checked the entire apartment and noticed I can hear it outside my door too, like my front door. I look out the door, nothing ominous. I go back to my room and I start praying because it's 3 a.m.
Witching hour, by the way.
No, literally. As I'm praying, I say, God, I cannot be abducted by aliens tonight. Like, I literally cannot handle this stress. And then the sound started to slowly get quieter until I could barely hear it. And then the next thing I remember, I was waking up the next morning. Like, I don't remember falling back asleep.
Feel like you were
it was
awake.
No,
when that happened.
I was awake.
You're positive.
No, I'm 100% sure I was awake. It woke me up out of a dead sleep. Like I woke up like I woke up and I was like, what is that
but
sound?
You don't remember going back to sleep.
No, I remember laying in my bed and I hear the sound get quieter, and then I remember waking up the next morning. Like I couldn't hear the sound anymore, but it was like I'm telling you, like it was coming from one corner of my bedroom, and it doesn't make sense for it to be coming from that corner, right? So like how my apartment is, if it was coming from like the other corner, like by like where the road is, where the street is, everything like that, then it's like, okay, that makes sense. Or if it was coming from like the corner, like over like towards my living room where the cats were or something like that, I'm like, okay, maybe they're messing with something, maybe it could be this. But it was literally the one corner in my room that the only thing it could have been is something standing right outside my wall. Like that's the only thing. And the sound got so loud that it almost sounded like there were literal bees in my wall. Like it sounded like my walls like had something like in like, but only in that one specific corner. And so I unplugged everything. I did everything. I moved everything around. Like I put my hands on the wall. Like I can't necessarily feel vibration. So I'm like, what is this? Like it sounded like a really loud electrical sound. And so I'm like, what could this possibly be? Like it's just freaking me out. And it went on for a while because I remember faintly hearing something like that, like earlier in the night, like when I first went to bed. I thought I might have heard something, but I was like, no. And it didn't last for very long. I just thought I might have heard something. And I was like, oh, that might be this or that or whatever. So I was just like, okay, I'll just turn off my fan so that I can hear if it happens again or whatever. And then it did, but in the middle of the night. And it was so creepy because like it just felt like there's just something that was like, you have to get up and you have to start praying. It's kind of what it felt like. And so I'm like, okay, like I'll do it. Like that's fine. But like, and I said aliens, yeah, but like, you know, this theory, I have the theory that aliens and angels are actually the same thing, the eyes of it all, the I come in peace, like all that, like don't be afraid. Like I'm like, okay, well, who else says that?
I mean, angels can be demons too.
Well, yeah, but it's just the commonality of like what I think is like because they always like aliens are like I come in peace, angels are like I come in peace,
right,
like
right.
And it's like don't be afraid. They're like don't be afraid, like and
yes,
biblical angels like are actually described
they don't
as
look
like
how
terrifying creatures. Not cherubs. Cherubs are not like the little baby that has the arrow
the
and
robe
like yeah,
and...
like not that.
No, they have
they're
like multiple eyes.
Yeah, like I personally really like the way that they look. I think they look really cool.
Yeah.
Like most variations of angels, I think look really cool and like kind of badass. Like as they should because they're warriors, they're fighters, they're like all this kind of stuff. So, but yeah, it was just a really creepy experience, and I haven't had anything like that in a while. And it was just the part of it that like I'm 100% sure that I was awake. Like, and if I was not awake, then then I never want to be in that kind of dream state again, because it was so, if I was not awake, it was the most realistic thing that I have ever experienced in my life.
I feel like even when the really real dream happens, you still know that
I'm
asleep.
dreaming. Yeah.
Like you still are like, whoa. When you wake up at first, you're like, that felt real. And then you come to and you realize it wasn't real or it was a vision or whatever it may be. but you realize at some point,
Yeah.
even though it felt real,
Right.
like if you're saying like I was awake, like
Right.
no, I was awake. It was not one of those like
Right.
that
Like-
it just felt realistic.
Yeah. So like one of the things when I wake up, I always try not to check my phone. Like that's one thing
Yeah.
is I'm just like, I'm not going to look directly at my phone. So like, that's the only thing as that I could have been like, okay, maybe I was asleep, maybe I wasn't, but I wasn't asleep. Like I'm for sure that I wasn't asleep. Like I got up out of my bed. I walked around my apartment. Like I had my ear to the, like I remember feeling my ear to the front door. So like, I know that I was awake. It was just so weird. Like it was just so weird. I'm like,
Did you rebuke?
well, I was praying. I literally like,
You
God,
have to
please,
actually
like I can't, like I
rebuke.
can't.
Be like, I rebuke all.
Yeah,
of
no,
this.
I do. And then I also like, you know how I am. Like I have my little holy water and like all my little stuff.
Yes,
so
yes.
I'm always like, I'm like, hello. Like I literally, even my doorways are chalked. I'm not even Catholic. So like, I'm like, just in
You're all
case.
protection and always.
I'm like, just in case.
I mean, it sounds terrifying.
It was, but like, okay, so I didn't feel like I was in imminent danger,
Right,
but I
because
felt
I don't think you would
like
have been able to just go to sleep. the
no,
way you
I wouldn't have been
did.
able to lay down.
Yeah.
I just felt like something is off. Like this doesn't something like what could this be? Like what is it like? And I'm like, I know that there's not bees in my wall in the corner of my room. Like
Yeah.
you know what? I actually hate the fact that like, you know what also makes that sound besides bees? Flies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know it wasn't flies, but now that I'm thinking of the fact that it could have
So it was
sounded
like a
that too.
buzzing.
Yeah, it was like a buzzing, like almost electric sound. Like that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
but it got and it lasted for a long time. So if it was somebody going by on a car, or if it was
like,
somebody
what
that
are
did,
those called, like those transistors that like get like the electrical boxes.
oh, transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not that close to a transformer. And it wouldn't have made sense from that side of my room. The other side of my room, it would have
to the
made
front
sense.
door to the like
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
different areas.
Right. So that's the thing. Like at the front door, I felt like I could hear it outside, but I couldn't hear it as much as I could hear it in my room. So I'm like, that's the other thing that wasn't making sense. Like it was literally one corner of my room that I could hear it super loud, and I couldn't hear it that loud anywhere else. Like not when I opened the door to outside, not when I put my, like I could hear it. So that's why I opened it. I'm like, it's not loud out here. It was only in that, only in
And
my
so
room. Right.
It wasn't it should have been louder outside.
It should have been louder outside, but
Yeah.
there was no sound outside. It was in my room. And so I'm like, this scared me. This has scared me.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I had done like a little rebuking type thing before. Like I do like recently I've been interested in the science of like sound vibrations and like how like different, like you know how different music affects your mood, like
Frequencies
that.
are
Frequencies
also considered
are
demonic. Okay, thanks.
well, okay, frequencies are not considered demonic.
Certain frequencies.
Like, well, I'm sure they could be, but like it's the intention behind it. But it's also like this, if you do this frequency, it's like, okay, cool. If I'm like doing my, you know, meditation and I'm, you know, in my little God space. That's the best
Yeah.
way that I can describe it. Like,
I'm learning about the secret place.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm just in my little like space where I'm like meditating and like, you know, talking to God. And I feel like it really helps. Like, well, honestly, I was looking up to help me focus. Like that's the number one thing. It's like my ADHD, like, da, 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 da. So then I also got one of those little things for like when you open your door, it makes a little ding, like just to like have like just like a positive, like, right. And so I did get that the day before I heard this noise.
Okay.
And so, and I did all that the day before I heard this noise. And so I'm like it's like it was something trying to get in. Like that's the thing that I'm like, because it didn't feel like that anywhere else in my room. Like it felt like behind the wall, like it couldn't like penetrate.
Yeah.
And so that's the part that I'm like, that creeps me out. Like that creeps me out. And so I'm like, when I'm doing these, like, you know, I'm like sharing my intentions with God, and I'm like really, a lot of the things that I do, some people might consider more like woo woo, but I'm like, in connection with God. I'm not doing it like I'm not like being like, oh, this crystal, this and that and whatever.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Like,
exactly.
I might burn
used
some
to be all about
incense
the
or do some,
frequencies, and
yeah.
I learned about that can be dangerous.
Yeah. Well, anything is if you put it over that.
Right.
Any like to amplify something like your relationship with God, it's fine. But like if you are more focused on the ritual than the connection, then that is the
Right.
yeah. So it's like because there's lots of like rituals and stuff like in Christianity.
Yeah.
So it's not like but that's the thing is like you have to be so careful and you have to like that's why you have to like understand what you're reading and understand what you're doing and
Yep.
understand what you're listening to and like all of that stuff. And so it's like
See, he's scared.
oh to be in here.
No, he's scared of something.
Oh, okay. And he's coming over by me. He has not left my side since I got here. Isn't this weird?
Over a century ago in 1910, the Flexner Report, funded by John D. Rockefeller and the Carnegie Foundation, re-engineered medical education from a holistic, whole-body approach, which appropriately treated the body as an interconnected system, to a compartmentalized approach under the guise of specialized medicine. They shut down or consolidated medical schools, marginalized naturopathic, homeopathic, and chiropractic medicine, replacing them with symptom management and synthetic drugs. Allopathy is a marketing strategy rooted in fear and manipulated science. This philosophy carried into veterinary medicine, resulting in over-vaccination, unnecessary surgeries, and manufactured food, just like they did for people. They call it care, but it's predatory and based in profitability. The truth? Toxicity, compromised immunity, and chronic inflammation. They're not fate. They're engineered. And so is your power to undo them. We built 3 targeted formulas to return the body to homeostasis, for pets and people. To detox, defend, and restore. We are the correction to decades of corruption. We are vengeance.
All right, y'all, we're excited to announce a new sponsor for the network, Goon Tape.
It's made from an ultra strong blend of natural and synthetic fibers to help keep you on target and in the fight.
Even when the work gets wet. You can also use it in the gym. Ladies, buy it for your husbands for their guns. All the guys use it on their guns. We use it on our dip machine and our pull-up bar. So it's very versatile, gets grippy when wet. So get it wet, get it grippy.
And get it going.
Goon Tape. Check them out at goontape.com and use antihero15 for 15% off.
Okay, and we haven't even talked about what we
It's on
came
film.
here to talk about.
It's on
I know,
camera.
and that's the craziest part.
It's
I'm
on
like,
camera.
he-
People think I'm...
No,
not
he
everybody thinks I'm
literally,
crazy,
like-
but the people, non-believers, probably think I'm crazy, and then I think everything in the world is demonic. I don't.
No, but
there
weird
is-
things are happening.
There is demons out there, and if you think that the way the world and society is right now, and like our church says it all the time, like our nation, the whole world needs to be prayed for. Like,
Yeah.
if you think that it's all going well,
No, it's not. And okay, this is a great transition into what we wanted to talk about. So we watched a movie separately, and
Tyler had been telling me about it for a while, and I fought him because I'm also weird with certain movies and
Yeah.
what it's inviting. And
Right.
I prayed about it, and I realized this is not like some horror flick that's like chopping people up. And
no, it's like
this is, to me, it was almost like educational on how to battle like a demon.
yeah,
And to understand when there's one very clearly present.
yeah,
And I also feel like we're protected. Like I always say about the blood of Jesus.
no, literally,
And so I was not inviting anything. Like I was like, I am not inviting anything by
Yeah.
watching this.
right,
But I felt like it gave me a lot of awareness.
Yeah, I think so. I have seen like plenty of movies and stuff.
Oh, it's
that
called
kind of-
Nefarious, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's a movie called Nefarious. It's essentially about this guy who's a serial killer that was possessed by a demon, and a psychiatrist that is, trying to figure out whether or not he's competent enough to be executed.
Yeah.
And
The whole entire movie takes place in the prison. And
Yeah.
just to be clear, it's banned
yeah.
in certain countries.
Yeah.
It's, I believe he said a lot of like networks wouldn't even play it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not, very welcomed by a lot
Yeah.
of places. Theologists and biblical scholars said it is
Yeah.
accurate.
Yeah.
As accurate as it can be.
Well, that's what I can say. So I have I've gone to church for a really long time,
Yeah.
and I've been in not me personally, but my bonus parents specifically have been involved in an exorcism before.
Really?
Yes, and it was like, obviously, like, it's like need to know, but they felt like it was important for me to know,
Okay.
like, kind of what happened. Like, they didn't go into very specific about who or like what exactly was, like, they didn't, basically they gave me no indicators so that I could figure out who it was.
Okay.
But they said some things that like and they were like, literally, like, they are cringy, like you can see like their body is acting like when you're reading the word of God, their body is like repulsed.
Did you see him when
They're like, the priest
came in?
walked in, and he like stood up and he's like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
why'd you bring a priest in here?"
But he sat and talked to him, like, but at
Yeah.
first he was like repulsed by him.
Right.
Like, just
and the priest, but
disgusted
until
by
the
him.
priest says, "I'm not here to exorcise you."
Yeah,
which
he's like, okay.
to me lets me know that the priest absolutely had the power to exorcise him.
Well, first off, I had a little bone to pick with that one.
Mm-hmm.
The priest saying that in modern day times he does not believe in demonic possession. And I thought that got weird for me for a second.
Yeah.
And I had to take a second because I was about to be like, this movie's stupid.
Yeah.
And then what I think it was is that he was trying to trick him. But at first I was like, that priest, I don't
Yeah.
think he believed that.
Well, a lot of priests do believe that, actually. So a lot of priests do believe, because of the advancement of science and a lot of the different
Which has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
in a way, but that's only because before they understood that like ADHD was a thing, they'd be like,
Right.
you're
I mean,
possessed.
they used to call people witches.
Yeah,
If they
but I
had,
believe
like,
possession is
scarlet
real.
fever.
Exactly. I'm like,
So I
it can
get
be
that.
someone sick. It could be
Yeah.
someone that has, maybe someone mentally handicapped or something like that. Then it's like those people were like, they're possessed. And it's
But
like,
he
wait.
was saying like at all. He was
Yeah,
like, that
yeah.
part got me.
I think that's like an extremist point of view.
Yeah.
I definitely think that they were trying to do like, just like the opposite. Like, I feel like
Right,
they were trying to be
right.
like opposite.
Right.
Like, I don't even believe in possession. Like,
Right.
everything to deny that this man
Right.
was possessed.
Right.
So I do also like feel that, like, I think it was weird that the priest was like, we don't believe in it. I was like, because here's the thing. Now, it's not common. Like, demons don't have to possess people anymore. Like, modern technology, they'll possess you right there. They have your attention. They have everything. That they don't need to possess you because they already have your attention and they're already influencing you.
Right.
So, in places that are more developed countries, like, the United States, where we have all this media and everything being pushed on our throats 24/7, they don't have to possess people as frequently as, like, say, but I know people that have gone on mission trips to places like in Africa that are underdeveloped civilizations. They don't have modern technology. They don't have any of these things, and witnessed like real demonic stuff. Like,
so we had like a guest pastor speak at our church, and he did that. He went to, because they have witch doctors out there
Yeah.
and stuff. Like, he went to Africa. They were planting churches because there's
Yeah.
many that want them.
Yeah.
And he was like I forget what you call it, like the head guy.
Yeah.
Like, he had like the bones around his neck. Like,
Oh, yeah,
it was
yeah.
like movie status.
like the priest or the whatever
He
they want
was
to call
like
it.
the head
for their-
witch doctor.
Yeah.
And he ended up saving him.
Yeah.
But it was a wild story. He was like, no, he was like, absolutely don't even speak of this stuff to me. And he's not speaking, I think, I can't remember what language it is. But they know it.
Latin?
No.
But
they were
just their language.
yeah.
His language. Yeah.
And long story short, days went by and he prayed. He said, can I at least pray over you?
Right.
Will you let me pray over you? And he said, fine. And he couldn't walk. He hadn't walked in years.
Right.
And he's like sitting under this tree and he looks terrifying. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like he looks scary. And they asked if they could put their hands on him and he said yes. Anyway, within I think a day or two, they have video of all this. He was walking. He was able to walk. And then he came to them and was like, I want to be saved. I want Jesus.
Yeah.
I want to give my life to Jesus. Like I'm a believer now.
Right.
And it was like a crazy video. And I was just like watching this. And it's not one of those things. It's not Hollywood. Like they didn't AI it. Like they're in the bush of Africa.
Right.
Like this was crazy work.
Yeah.
And it was just wild to see.
I think stuff like that is real. I do
But
think
like
that is
there's a
real.
lot of demonic possession there. Like they're fully like.
Yeah. No, actually, because it has to be that way because they can't influence them as easily. Like unless you're okay, so the guy that I know that told the story, he pretty much was like, he was like almost shaking when he was telling it. And he was telling it to we had like a home group and it was like the older kids in the youth group, like high school.
Yeah.
But I think freshmen weren't even there. So I think it was sophomore up. I also do find it strange, and especially because the direction he's facing, right? Yeah. And so he was like, he said that he saw a demon, not like in a person, not like in a thing, like physically saw one, and they were in this village, and they were cannibals. Right. They ate other food too, but they also did practice ritual cannibalism.
Okay.
And so they were like, but just don't say the wrong thing. Don't do anything crazy. But like, we're coming to pray over these people, blah, 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 whatever. They had like idols and all this stuff, like built statues, like all of this stuff. And he was like, and I know that this is like, insane. He was like, but it's nighttime. There's a fire going. Obviously they have their idol thing, like whatever. Yeah. He's like, I legitimately saw literally a demon running. He's like, I saw it. Nope. And I was like, dang, that's so crazy. Like, it's just something, because I fully believe in that kind of stuff. If you think that like spiritual influence isn't real, if you think that like it's like the thing, like people are like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I was like, if mind control is real, spiritual influence is real. All of that is real. It's like, I don't think that. Sorry, I'm also losing my train of thought, which is freaking me out. So I'm like
not okay right now.
No,
I'm just trying I'm like,
this is creepy, and especially
it's not. We're safe.
Yeah, we're safe. We're safe, but
we are safe.
But
I'm going
it's
to
just
pray
a lot of
over all of us.
things,
Heavenly
right?
Father, protect us from whatever unclean. There's something unclean.
Yeah, there's something
unclean, and we rebuke it. And I'm so very serious. I am not doing this for show.
Right.
I rebuke it.
No, literally, this is like really creepy. You guys don't see this, but off camera, we have a dog here, and like they're being abnormally calm.
My
and
dog
like
is scared right now.
Yeah,
and he's laying in a protective manner, but calm. He's facing that direction. He does not come in this room ever. I don't allow him in. I know people are gonna be like, oh my God, but I don't allow him in certain bedrooms. My older son sleeps with him and is like, would rather die than not have him with him. There he goes.
Yeah. Oh, because somebody's here now, though.
It's Bradley.
Yeah. That's like,
I'm like walk into the pits of fire for Bradley.
Yeah. 100%.
So, and Ani. Yeah, there's something going on. That movie, I do encourage people to watch it. It's not necessarily scary. To me, it's terrifying because
it's not scary in the way
in
that
a different
like
way.
It's not like an A24, like you're not gonna see something.
It's not jump scare.
Yeah, it's not.
There was a couple times when he like slam on the desk.
Yeah, like that part where he was like choking him out. I was like, oh wow, like that scared me a little. And when he broke his finger,
Yeah, that was.
I had to close my eyes. I
Yeah.
couldn't. I was like,
There's some things
the
that
second
are
he grabbed
like
it, I go, no.
a little bit uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
But I encourage people that are believers
Mm-hmm.
more than anything because I feel like they're protected.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily encourage people that don't feel. I mean, I don't know. I can't. You can do what you want, but I can't feel comfortable saying to watch it if you're not protected.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to have that on me. But the movie itself enlightens you on like how they do it.
Yeah.
And how they start like young with
Yeah.
people when they're young, and they give you little tests. So just know when you're feeling those weird temptations, that's where I tell people make the decision
Right.
of not doing it because
Yeah.
it's typically
Right.
not saying that every temptation you've ever had in your entire life is a demon possessing you, but
No.
it's typically little
But
tests
it
that
is
start
you
out
giving control over to
a
another
temptation.
thing. Yeah.
So they're and he said they can start as small as take that kid's little toy truck.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like the other day, I was in the mall and it wasn't a little temptation. It was the biggest temptation I've ever felt in my entire life. I'm not kidding. And I'm not necessarily proud of this either. But this woman was standing in front of me in line and she had like one of those wallets that like you can clip on to your bag. I'm like, why you would not have it in your bag is beyond me. The wallet was open. There was a huge wad of cash. Literally, okay, like if the wallet is like you know, whatever, like this is the edge of the wallet, the cash was like almost falling out of the wallet.
Like,
I like
use
literally
this right
I
now.
could have just easily, and she would have never noticed. And I literally even took a Snapchat video of how much it was about.
Right.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you in that Snapchat video how close that money was to falling out of this woman's wallet. It was such a temptation that I was like, I don't understand
I'm going to give you a test right now.
why
You might not like it.
I almost took that money. Well, I didn't almost take the money. It's just that I just was very aware of the
I'm
fact
going to
that there
give you
was
a test. Did you tell her?
What? No. No, that's what I'm saying.
You didn't tell her?
No, I didn't tell her because there was a lot going on in the store. Okay, there was
I
that was
like,
just
Miss, you're about to get robbed.
no, literally. I was like, but she was like I took that, but like she like I should have told her, but then she went up to pay, so she obviously noticed it, and so I'm like,
okay,
you know, but,
right. That's what I'm saying. If you felt like it was to the point where like someone was literally about to
Yeah.
rob her or it was about to fall,
right,
like you
yeah,
probably
no.
would've said
If I
something.
saw someone, I'd be like, don't take that. But
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, how can you have your money out like that?
That's
like
crazy.
That would have been so easy. And it wasn't so much that I was like, oh, I want to take it. It's more so that I was like, it would be so
Thinking
easy
about
for
how
me
you
to take
could,
that.
how
easy it would be for me to
Yes,
take that.
yes,
Yeah. And
yes.
so,
but that's how temptation starts. That's
Right.
Like that's what people don't get. Like that's like if you really want to dig deep,
Right.
That's a demon very gently going.
Yeah.
Look at how easy that would be.
right.
That'd be
right.
really easy. But the thing is you didn't take the bait.
Right.
So therefore, that
Yeah.
demon's like,
I'm not good
"Nah."
at taking bait. I
Like,
think about
so
things.
if
Yeah.
you were to then get a little closer and
Mm-hmm.
then what the demon's going to do is it's going to get stronger and it's going to be like, dude, you need this money right now. You're trying to pay your car off.
yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
you had your check engine light on and it got worked out, but
Right.
like you could use this money.
Right.
Then you're going to walk a little closer and now the demon's like,
Yeah.
I'm in enough to
Yeah.
where it's going to be so loud in your head
Right.
that once you do it, now
Mm-hmm.
that demon's going to be like, you did it.
Right.
Now the demon has come a little bit more
Right.
in
Yeah.
than it was.
Right. Exactly.
And that doesn't mean you can't get rid of it again.
Yeah, but-
so it's like, that's
but
what
it's
people
like
don't,
the taking, no matter how little
I know people
the
are going to
first
be
step
like,
is,
so every time somebody does something wrong,
it's a
there's
demon.
a demon possessing them. And it's like,
No,
well,
but-
yeah, there's an influence occurring.
But an influence is occurring, and whether it be like demons aren't the only thing that can influence. By the way, you can be positively influenced.
Right.
Like this is also possible. You see how I didn't take the money, right?
right.
Gigi was there. She's like, Tessa. And I was like, I won't. I'm just saying, like,
You're like, I'm just saying like that.
I'm just
so you know
saying,
how
yeah.
people talk about intrusive thoughts?
yeah.
So my belief, and again, that's my belief. I'm
Yeah.
going off of scripture. I'm going off of people's experiences. I'm going off of my own experiences. I believe that intrusive thoughts can be at times, like I said, I'm not saying everything is 100%.
Right.
At times, demonic.
Right. I agree.
Demonic force trying to like, because so when people say, man, I just had the most intrusive thought, I thought I want to drive my car into this wall right now. You're going to tell me that that's a normal thought, and we're going to call it intrusive instead of calling it what it is,
where it came from.
So, okay, yeah, it is intrusive.
Yeah.
It's disturbing, it's intrusive, and it's like, so you're telling me the intricate human brain that is developed to protect itself and by human nature to protect us from danger, right? That's why we get anxiety. That's why we get nervous. Like, it's designed to protect us from danger. So,
yeah, and that's not to
you're
say
going to tell me our brain's like, nah, you should jump off this bridge.
Right.
For sure.
And there are definitely some things like, you know, chemical imbalances and like stuff like this that can that play a part in this as well.
Right.
And so we're definitely not saying like anybody with mental illness is demonically possessed.
I mean,
No.
I do struggle with that. I struggle with thinking, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I struggle with thinking that it creates that vulnerable opening for them, and that's why people struggle so much. Like, I even think, I mean, you know, there's evangelists, there's that Bryce kid, and he says his testimony is, it cured me from anxiety. I never had it again. I said, Jesus, if you're real, take this anxiety away from me. He suffered from severe anxiety, depression. He was suicidal. And he said from that day forward, which anxiety could be labeled as a disorder. It's And so he says that it was gone, cured, never had it again. So that makes me wonder sometimes, you know. I mean, I have anxiety still. I try.
Yeah.
You know, I pray about it.
Yeah, but the only problem with that,
and anxiety is a mild. You know, there's mental illness that's
the only
like,
problem with that,
brain
like
chemistry.
Method of thinking on things is you have to remember that there are people that are very devout Christian people who are incredible people that pray every single day for their anxiety to go away, and it doesn't.
Right.
So that's how, like,
see, that's what I'm saying is I don't like, I still, I mean, I would say, is there times it's better, and is there times that I have prayed and it calmed it down?
Yeah.
But I have anxiety, and some can even argue that and say that's you not trusting in God. That's you not surrendering. That's you not trusting in his will and his way. You should have I mean, it says in the Bible, like, not to be anxious, essentially, in different words, not to worry. Yeah. But it's like, well,
Right.
there's a healthy amount of worry where you go, okay, I'm aware that this is probably not a good situation.
Right. Yeah.
So there are times where I think that people take it too literally.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Like, so my son gets diagnosed with something, and I know that in the actual extremist Christian biblical way, I am supposed to not be worried, not be scared, not be sad, and be like, I trust in. Yeah. Not to say that I wouldn't get him treatment or anything, but to say I trust in how this is going to end. Yeah. You know, I trust it no matter what the outcome is. Right. That is a struggle to do.
Absolutely.
You think I'm not going to completely freak out? Yeah. But some will say it, like hardcore Christians will say that is me doubting God. Yeah. Not trusting in God. Yeah. You know, but it's like, God also gave us that human emotion and free will. So
there
it's
we
like
go. That part. So
we are humans. We are not humans. Jesus. We want to be Jesus-like, but we cannot be him.
Exactly. So that's why I do not like. That's why I don't think like. And I know that there are some hardcore Christians that definitely disagree with basically everything I say. But
I mean, I've disagreed, and there's things we agree on. There's things we disagree on.
Exactly.
And I've even been called like hardcore or extreme.
Yeah.
And
I
don't even think people realize how hardcore and extreme it can
some
get.
people are. Yeah. No, it's insane. And so that's the thing. Like, it says, lean not on your own understanding. It
Yep.
doesn't say like, don't try to understand.
Right.
So it's like, when you're in your journey of trying to understand why this is the path that God is choosing for you, it's like, okay, like, and also in the Bible, it says to question, it says to ask questions, it says to do all this stuff. So having those doubts and having those fears and having all of those things is 100% normal and natural. It doesn't mean that you don't believe in God, but it does mean that like, this is a particular moment in your life that you do need to lean on God
into. Yes,
and lean on
100%,
because he's there to support you. Like, he's not going to make all the decisions for you.
He's not going to make bad things go away.
No, and because
like,
that's not, because there's free will. That's the number one thing.
Yep.
Is like, God cannot intervene in free will. Like, not that he cannot. It's that if God intervenes in free will, it completely null and voids our need for a relationship with him.
Yeah.
Because then God is a genie.
Right.
And so people often will say, well, if God's real, then why so many bad things happen? I'm like, because humans are real.
Because
humans are real.
He gave us free. Watch Nefarious.
Right.
He literally explains it.
Yeah.
He explains it how and why, and
yeah.
Like, the movie is just, it's mind blowing.
And so I will say, like, it is a little bit more of like an extremist point of
yeah,
view.
no,
like,
it is.
And so, like, when it comes to that, it's like, I hate that I keep losing my trail of thought every time I keep trying to talk about God. Like, this is freaking me out. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cause why? Like, cause why? Like,
yeah.
Anyway,
I'm like calmer than I can possibly be because I'm so like,
I'm like
aware of
it's
the
so
situation.
Weird. This is
like
freaking me out. But it's like, the free will of it all. So if God made people love him, there would be no point in people loving God. Like, you have to choose it, and that choice is what it, like, that is where your connection with God comes from. It is within.
Yeah.
It's like, you can do every external thing that you can possibly think of. You can read your Bible, you can go to church, you can, volunteer for the needy, you can literally be outwardly Mother Teresa, but if in your heart you still haven't accepted the fact that this is what you truly believe in, then there's going to be a disconnect and you're not going to understand. Like, it surpasses understanding.
Yes.
Like, it's not, and that's what people are like, oh, so you believe in something you don't understand. I was like, no, I understand it, but I literally cannot explain to you any other thing besides
Have you read this book? I feel like you would have, or your bonus parents have.
I feel like I've read it. I feel like I've read it.
Secrets of the Secret Place. The secret place is in the Bible. That's basically where you go to have your relationship with God.
Yeah.
At first, Tyler was like, secret place sounds shameful, like you have to hide it. And that's not what that means. It means that you need to have a quiet, intimate.
Right.
It literally says shut the door.
Yeah,
So, and that could be literal and metaphorical, like, shut the door, go into like a room, and have it's a quiet, intimate. And this book was recommended by our pastor, and I got it. I got it for $3 on Amazon.
Love.
But it says keys to igniting your personal time with God.
Yeah.
And it's funny. The reason I grabbed this so quickly is because what you were saying is in the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
That you could do even going to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
Even our pastor was like, we love you being here.
We have a lot of fake Christians.
We love you being here. And he's like, I want nothing more in this world than to continue doing this job and minister and just do what I do. And I love you all. He's like, but there's more.
Yeah. No,
this is not it. More. This is not going to do it for you.
The church is just the beginning. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I do think that for people who are wanting, like, it's like going to class. Like, that's kind of what church is.
Like,
and that's why you have to find a good teacher. So, like, a good pastor, a good teacher.
You have to.
But because it helps you understand why you're believing you're believing and why you're doing the things that you're doing and like what leads to what. And I think that church is important. I think that, it's good to like have like fellowship with people. I think that's really great. I also think that I know that Jesus wasn't in the church.
Right. He's like, this is not going to get you your intimate relationship with Jesus. Although it is I think, like you said, it is
Yeah.
great if being used properly.
Right. Yeah.
Good pastor, good church, good community.
It's a really good support. It's a
yeah.
really good, like one of those things.
Yeah.
Like it's
you
the
always
same
feel
thing-
good. I always feel like really refreshed and good after church.
Right.
And that's how you should feel. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been also not feeling good, but it was
Yeah.
because it was speaking to me so deeply that I
Right.
was hysterically bawling and
Yeah.
had to like take a minute.
Yeah, but that's still like a release.
It was
so,
good. Yeah. But I mean, if I don't know how, we're not preaching and we're not trying to get anybody to believe, because that is something you have to do.
Yeah.
Although I would love for you and pray for everyone for,
Yeah.
Jesus to reveal himself to them, visions and dreams to come into their heart.
Yeah.
And them, all of us be in the kingdom,
Right.
Yeah. Together.
Absolutely. And I
But-
think, yeah.
What we're saying is what we've experienced.
Mm-hmm. And it is. And we have very different and very similar experiences.
Yeah.
I feel like, like I'm not opposed to going to church. Like that's not what it is. My problem with church is I'm not always, but I'm a table flipper. So I know that if you are trying to sell me a message, if you are trying to mislead what is being said, if you're cherry picking and saying this verse says that and this verse says that and that verse says this, so that means this, I'm like, get out of here. Because what do you mean? Can you elaborate on that further?
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say blah 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 blah? And
Yeah, I would feel that way too.
and I can't like I'm not like I can't like it just comes out of my mouth. Like
you're not going to be able to sit there
one of
and
my
just
main
accept
spiritual
that.
gifts is prophecy. It's
Yeah.
not teaching. Actually, teaching is one of the lowest that I have. So it's just prophecy. Hey, I don't know why I need to tell you this, but I need to tell you this.
Yeah.
And this is what I need to tell you, and take it as you will. But this is what that I feel like I'm being called to tell you right now. And I don't know why I'm saying this to you or why I'm doing this or whatever, but you're doing the wrong thing. Like, it's like, there's this one specific, and let me say, like, my bonus parents church, I really love a lot of the people that go there, even the people that I like, I'm going to say challenge a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, just because I'm like, I don't think you understand how you're, like, when you change it slightly, it changes it a lot.
Right.
And so, like just asking those questions and, like, you can't, here's the thing. You can't teach me something unless I'm for sure that you know how to teach it.
Right.
And
100%.
And so that's
a great point.
that's the thing. And so it's like a red flag to me if I'm like,
your discernment is like,
right. My discernment is crazy. And so I'm like, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I can't, like, I can tell when you're being deceitful in your words. And that happens a lot in church because it's really easy for people to try to use religion for control. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's really important to not only have a religious connection with God, but also a spiritual connection with God. I was like, and that is separate outside the church, like secret place. So what it does say in the Bible is that this is talking about the time where we had a lot of false prophets, like screaming on the street about this and that, whatever. So, I'm not saying anything about anybody, but you shouldn't be screaming the message on the street in downtown Orlando to drunk people because they are not going to understand what, like, you can't be screaming at them. You know what you do? You give them water.
Have you seen that girl?
Like,
she drives me nuts. I know you've seen her.
probably.
She screams on the streets.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do challenge her.
Yeah.
Because she, again, in the Bible, there's a difference between judging.
Right.
And people also cherry pick that and they go, thou shalt not judge. If you judge me, then you will be judged, right?
Yeah. And I hope
But-
that I'm judged the way that I'm judging you.
God does say
Yeah.
you can judge righteously.
Yeah.
You cannot judge based on appearance,
Right.
on status,
Right.
on who you are, on how someone looks, on what they have.
Yep.
But what you can do is you can judge righteously.
Right.
So people don't understand that judgment
Yeah.
is 100% allowed. And if you think
Right.
that I'm not going to see some crazy shit going
Yeah.
on and me not say you're the scum of the earth, but judge you in the way that I don't want part of that.
Right.
I see what you're doing. Does
Right.
that mean that I'm going to like condemn you?
Yeah.
No, but there is a sense of judgment there.
Yeah.
So of course people need to use judgment.
Right.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing about it is, it's like the judgment, like, okay, so this is when it comes to judgment, it's you, okay, how do I, you shouldn't judge people unless you are okay being judged in the exact same
Yeah.
manner that you are judging them.
I agree.
And so it's like, you know, if I'm
Which I'm
judging
okay
someone
with.
for being, exactly.
Yeah.
If I'm judging someone for being, you know, a pedophile, okay, and I hope that someone would judge me with the same way that I am.
Yeah.
Because and I used that as like a very extreme case because I know it's really triggering for a lot of people. But that's the other thing is your personal feelings and your personal judgment of that person does not mean for 1 millisecond of time that God loves them any less.
Right.
And that's the hard part.
Or you anymore.
Or you anymore. And that I feel like is one of the hardest things because when you, and that's why it says to try to stay away from judgment, you know, like it's like, you know, just be careful. But it
The
does say
right
to hold
judgment.
it does say to hold your Christian brothers and sisters accountable.
Yes,
It definitely says
the
that.
right and to judge righteously,
Yeah.
which means, like I said, you're not like you don't have like the right hair.
Yeah.
So
But also, like, it can, okay. So some people don't know God. And so sometimes the things that they're doing and the things that they are into, like, you couldn't judge them in a fair way because they don't have the same information that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can understand and know that God exists based on literally look at the sky. Like, come on, be so for real. But like, there's a lot of things that like I know that like are or aren't in the Bible that people will say are or aren't in the Bible, and then they'll be like, oh well, I'm just judging. I was like, no, because there's no way that person could have possibly known.
And that's why I think that you're spot on when you said the screaming in the street thing.
Yeah.
I think that there is good in that.
Yeah.
And
Well, there's good in
There's
presence.
good
There's good
in-
in the presence of it.
like
but
what
there's
Bryce,
not-
I do like what Bryce says when he
Yeah.
walks up and he goes, hey man, you know, and he's talking to like someone
Yeah.
dressed as like the devil. And
Yeah.
he's just like, yeah, you know, are you okay if I pray for you? Like
Yeah.
where this lady that I'm talking about, I can't remember her name.
No, is she the one with the curly hair?
No, she wears a ton of makeup
Mm-hmm.
and she has her microphone and she goes, like you said, to like gay bars and goes, you're all going to hell. Yahweh, Yeshua. Like she's just screaming
Yeah.
all around saying that, but she's not telling them, like you said,
You're not
like
spreading the
Bryce
good
goes,
news.
hey, you know what, can I
Yeah.
just pray for you? And like, I pray that God,
Yeah.
you know, or that Jesus, you know, reveals himself to you
Right.
and is very nice about it and just is genuinely sharing the word
Right.
and letting them live how they're living,
Right.
because it's not
Yeah.
him to judge that.
100%.
Where she's like, I mean, she's out there screaming at them. She goes, do you know this? Do you know that you're doing this? Do you know this? Do you know that you're going to go burn in hell and you're going to do this and that? And she's like very aggressive
Yeah.
about it, where some go, that's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're not helping these people.
Like, does she not know the disciples?
Does she not know that if anything, she just drove those people so far from God?
Right. That's what I mean.
If those
I'm
people
like-
are like, see, I don't want anything to do
right,
with
because
that.
she's not of God. And that is my point.
Thank you.
So that's not a godly person. These people that are out here in the street, they're screaming fire and brimstone. That is not a godly person. You're not saving people from hell. Like,
You're scaring
you're
people
scaring
from
people
the word of
from
God.
Yeah. Which is like the exact opposite of what the intention is. So that's what I mean. The presence of godly people is not a bad thing, but what they should be doing, patrolling, making sure that drunk girls aren't getting raped,
Right.
making sure that people are getting water, like seeing things going on and being like, how can I help in this situation? having people volunteer who are medical. You see someone get hurt, like whatever, pairing with the police and like help figuring out something like that. Like being there to help support people is 100% the Christian thing to do. To stand out here and yell at people that they're going to hell
She's
because
not
they're
asking
wearing
anybody, like how I love that Bryce says, can I pray for you?
Right.
Are you okay with me praying for you?
Right.
She doesn't pray for people. She's yelling
No.
at them. She's
It's 'cause
screaming at them.
She's a demon.
Right.
And this is what it goes back to. It's people who are demonically influenced. Just because you're screaming the words of God does not mean you're not demonically influenced, because even the devil knows how to read.
And was a believer.
The biggest believer, arguably. The devil believes in God so much that it's the only person he's afraid of.
Yep.
So
What is
you're
he
not going to believe?
What does he call him? The creator? What does he call him in the movie?
I literally cannot remember. That guy creeps me out a lot.
I blacked out some of it.
No, I had to fast forward through the parts where he was begging for his life because I was like, oh, dang. Like,
Oh, you did?
I
don't know how I watched.
I couldn't. I started
every
bawling. I
second.
started crying so hard. I was like, I couldn't.
Did you watch the part where that part? You want to know what got me out of everything that hurt my feelings? Was when he came and said, "Where's my burger?"
Oh,
and the guard's like, "You told me you didn't want it."
Yeah, that's when I started crying.
That
And he was like, "Why would I say that? I didn't say that."
he was like, "I didn't say that," and then he started crying, and
Yeah.
that's all he wanted, and he like literally all he wanted. That part. But then I started feeling bad for Edward. But then I was like, Edward let this in.
Right.
Edward succumbed to all the temptations
Right.
because they don't do it right away. They give so many
And
tests.
you can still feel bad for them and understand why what's happening.
Right,
is
because
happening.
we don't know what his situation was.
Right. And
we don't know what his upbringing
you
was.
can't blame it on a demon. That's the thing. Like
Right.
this movie was more
Right.
extreme. Like the demon literally took over, was doing their body. Like
fully. This was full.
Yeah. Like
he called it something. This was full possession. This was not influence. This was I am inhabiting.
Yeah.
I'm inside of your body.
Right.
And I can actually take over your speaking, your
Yeah.
actions. Like not just tell you to do stuff. Like I can do it.
Right, exactly. And so that, like, do I think that's possible? Yeah, absolutely. Do I think that's common? No. But do I think that it would be the way that it was depicted in the film? No. I think that was a little bit Hollywooded, but I think that it is like, yeah, because people have blackouts and they don't remember what they're doing.
Or they're doing things that they don't understand.
Right.
Or they're doing things that they're like, feel like they need it, and that's temptation. It may seem like temptation or feel like temptation. Like they're like, I have to do this right now.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
Yeah.
why did I do that?
Yeah. It's like the same thing. Like,
But you still have to be accountable for your actions. So that's not us saying, well, it's probably just a demon. You're good. Like,
No,
no,
yeah,
you
yeah.
need to take the steps to recognize that something's happening here.
Right.
And you have, like, poor Edward didn't understand how to do that or know what to do probably.
Right.
Because you could tell he's a very weak individual.
Yeah. 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 And that's the thing is like, it's so hard to understand like how much strength it actually takes, but it's mental fortitude.
Yeah.
Like physical strength matters. Yeah. In way of like being connected to your body and like all of that stuff.
I feel weird.
Yeah.
I feel weird.
But, yeah,
just
it's
telling
like
you.
mental fortitude that really you have to have like the most of, because it's also really easy to give into your temptations. You know what just popped into my head is influence can be a lot. And so have you ever seen that movie The Blind Side?
Which one is that?
It's with Sandra Bullock. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
football-
We
okay.
talked. Yes.
We've talked about this before. In the movie The Blind Side, there's this one part where Sandra Bullock is talking to him and she was like, I don't understand, like how did you turn out this way? How did you escape? Like how did you not like become like all the people around you? Like how did you get past that? Like how did it not happen to you? And he literally said, I closed my eyes. I didn't look. He's like, my mom would tell me to close my eyes and I wouldn't look, and she would do what she needed to do, and I just would wait for her to tell me it's okay to open my eyes again. And so that part of that movie like has always stuck with me, because it's like you can literally close your eyes and not look. You can literally, like, I'm not kidding. Like there are so many situations in my life that like simply not looking
Yeah.
has spared me.
Yeah.
Just do not look. And it also, the thing that flashed in my head just now is the story of Sodom and Gomorrah when they're leaving and God tells them not to look back. I can't remember the guy, but the woman was Sarah. And they're like, don't look back because God didn't want them to enjoy the suffering of people.
Right.
So he's like, don't look at what I'm doing. Like what I'm doing is horrendous. Like I'm destroying a town of people.
And how bad when somebody says,
Right.
don't look, do you want to look?
Right. And Sarah looked and she gets turned into a pillar of salt. So like
That's
she looked
temptation
and
right
she
there.
died. Like, so it's
Don't
like,
look, just don't. Just
right,
don't.
just-
And you're going to feel that
you're
pull.
going to want to look.
And then once you don't,
And that's the simplest way
that
to
pull,
like,
you feel so strong.
yeah, it's the simplest way to start practicing your control.
Yep.
It's a really
Yep.
simple way. It's like, and for me, like, I feel like I'm a master in like seeing something out of the corner of my eye and I'm like, nope. I'm not even going to look over there. You better get the frick out of here right now. You know that I have the power in the name of Jesus to get
Right.
you out of here.
Right.
So go. I'm not looking at you. I'm not giving you attention.
Right.
So like that kind of stuff, like it's a really good way to start practicing control. And I
Yep.
also, you know, based on like kind of where I grew up from and stuff like that, I will say like it wasn't until I was 14 years old, 14, the first time that I ever saw my mom do drugs. I was 14. My mom has been doing drugs since she was 14.
Right.
I didn't look. That was like the biggest thing is like I wasn't sitting in there with like I hung out with adults, yes, but
Yeah.
at a certain point in time, it's like, okay, get out of
Yeah.
here, get out of the living room, go to your room. You don't need to see any of this. And I think that plays such a huge part. I think that like literally shielding your children from seeing things that they shouldn't see
Yeah.
plays a huge part in them being able to resist their temptations because
And
it's
have
like
that self-control.
exactly
Like, I mean, look at porn. Look at men.
no,
Like,
exactly.
If they're going to sit there and be like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
Well, it is.
If I do it this one time.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
talking about people addictions.
No. I struggled with porn for a really long time.
Yeah.
Like even still a little bit, I will say I struggle with it. But like when I was younger, it was really bad.
Really?
Yeah,
and
like-
so it's like how easy it would be to tell somebody don't look, but if they
Right,
didn't,
right.
and they don't,
Right.
every time they don't,
Right.
they are going to feel that lesson.
Right, exactly.
And lesson. But you have to do that first one. Like you
Right.
can't like it's like impossible. It feels impossible.
Right.
But once you do it, it's the same thing with like you have to do that first where you're like, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do
Right.
it. And it's like you do it and then you're like,
Right.
oh, okay, I'm okay.
And then I can do it.
I'm okay right now. Like I did it and I survived.
Yes.
But you have to like keep doing it and it's gonna be a
Right.
struggle.
Yeah, and that's the hard part is like it is going to be a struggle and you do have to continue to keep doing it and keep resisting pretty much. Like
Yeah.
And it does get easier, but it never like fully goes away. But that's the thing, like temptation is always going to be surrounding you like all the time, and it is your responsibility whether or not you let it in.
Yep.
Like you do have that choice, you do have that decision. Like temptation, I'm not talking about bad things happening, I'm talking about temptation specifically. Something that you are tempted to do that you know in your heart is not right.
Yeah.
Now every single person has different like things that like they like vices, like things that
Yeah.
they don't like.
Yeah.
Like, you know, me personally, I can go to a bar, I can have a drink, I can go home. That's not a big deal. There are people that cannot go in the bar.
No.
There are many people that cannot go in the bar. I don't feel like called to give up drinking. I just don't really drink that much. Like I don't feel called to give it
don't
up
drink
because
enough
it's not
to give up.
right. It's not
Like-
something that I struggle with.
In fact, that would be a weak vice to give up.
Right,
That'd be a
I'm
cop
like,
out. Like,
no, I'll give up
I gave up my
drinking.
once a month beverage.
No, literally,
that,
literally.
Like,
I'm like, so those kind of things, like, and I also like things that I don't feel like are, what is the word? It's like feeling, I can't even think of the word for it, but it's like something that I feel like is like,
detrimental.
no, people feel called to give up. oh gosh, I'll think of it. But
Okay.
but so I'm like, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I can't see myself. Like, there's things that I don't struggle with that I see other people struggle with that
Yes.
I don't feel called to give up because it's not my thing.
It's not
so
your
like,
struggle, yeah.
right. And so like,
In fact, there's things
everybody
that I've
has
seen
their
people
own
struggle with
things,
that
yeah.
I'm like, how are you struggling with that?
no, literally,
And that's judgment, but I'm like,
yeah,
that's odd that you struggle with that. But there's also people that
Right.
would probably be like, I would rather cut my arm off than smoke a cigarette.
right, yeah. I know plenty. I used to be one.
So, I mean,
I still only smoke fake cigarettes.
but even us
Yeah.
with drugs,
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot fathom
Yeah, I can't understand
being interested,
Yeah.
but that's me.
Right. Now, I will say, like, in my lifetime, there's a couple things that I've been like, oh, well, maybe. But, like I've tried Coke before. I didn't like it. I actually hated the experience. And, I mean, not, like, hated,
But I mean,
but it was,
like-
like, but, like, to do it, like, regularly. Like,
Right.
I don't feel, like, it would be silly for me to be like, oh, I'm going to give up doing cocaine. I don't do cocaine.
Right,
Like,
right,
And
right.
so it's, like, one of those things, the same thing with, like, really any of those things. Like, I don't feel like, I need to give up blank because it's not hindering me. But there are things for people. What I need to give up is Uber Eats. That's what I need to
You've
give
been
up.
saying that for
That
a
is
while.
my biggest struggle.
Because of the
It's 'cause
A, the cost,
the
B,
cost, and
what
then-
you usually get.
Exactly.
C,
just
it's
too
so convenient.
Anything that is that convenient cannot possibly be good for you. Like, I'm just being so real. Like, I will still, like, one thing I'm not going to give up, I'm so sorry, but I'm not going to carry a whole bunch of bottles of water up to my 3rd floor apartment. I'm not quite strong enough for that.
Instacart
I was like, but I will give someone a
all
big
the
tip to do
time.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
I Instacart, and I'm willing to pay a little extra.
for that.
to-
But food every night, like dinner, like every night is
Yeah.
Uber Eats. I'm like, come on, girl. Like, let's be real. Like,
Yeah.
if I like, and so that is something that I know, and it affects my life. It affects my life because, like, I gain weight. I feel more sluggish. I feel less, I feel less confident, but it's hard to tell because I always project as confident. But like, it's just,
You're
those
probably
things, right?
spending more.
I'm spending, no, I can't even
Even
tell
if you went and got the food.
yeah, it would be way
Oh no,
cheaper than
we went to okay. I'll prove to you guys right now. We ordered Chick-fil-A. We were ordering it on DoorDash one time. It was just for me and Tyler, and something happened where we had to run out. Oh, I don't remember if I was picking, like, we were running to do something.
Yeah.
And it was right down the street from it. So we were like, I canceled the DoorDash order.
Right.
And we just went and got it. I was not prepared
for the price difference.
for Tessa. 54% higher. So it was like $60. It was like something absurd.
Right.
$50, $40. I don't know.
Yeah.
For both of us for DoorDash. But I didn't know because I'm so used to
Right.
DoorDashing and I don't
that's
pay
literally
attention.
just like 2 meals, possibly a shake.
Yes. And we went there and I was like, wait, they must have not put like one of the meals on or something. Because I was like, no, there's no way. I was thinking $10.
Yeah.
Like they mark up everything a couple bucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
really
calculated it to like 53 or 54. It was
Percent,
over
yeah.
double. Sorry. It was over double. And that kind of messed me up for a while. And then I was like, yeah, whatever. But then I still, there's that
Yeah.
little like voice that was like, I'm willing to pay that because
Yeah,
this like
and
sucks going to
exactly.
sit in a
And
drive
mine
through.
is like-
And
mine is like, girl, it's late. It's easier to just do
it's
that.
easier.
And I'm
I
like,
don't have to go.
It is easier, but it's not right. But it's not
I
right.
swallowed
Like,
the wrong way. But take out your list and say, is this going to help me pay off my car?
right. And it's not. So
Is this going to help me be more intentional? Is this going to help me get more movement in because it's going to make me feel sluggish?
right. Exactly.
I mean, it's easy for me to say all
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
But I'm also going to do the same thing.
right.
I mean, even
100%.
Instacart I have the membership. So, and I use it enough to where it pays for itself. But I mean, the prices are higher too. There's fees. Even with the 0 fee, you tip that, like,
Right.
you are spending more.
Right.
But people want to justify, well, I'm not driving there. And when I go to the store, I buy
Yeah.
more stuff.
Yeah.
where I'm just looking at this and I go boom, 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 boom. This is all I need. And that is
Yeah.
true. I do that. If
Yeah.
I'm at the grocery store, I will
Yeah.
100% buy more stuff than
Yeah.
if I Instacart.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
Well, because it's also way cheaper and you're getting more, but also I'm thinking like and you're walking around the store, so you're getting
Right.
movement. You're like,
True.
I'm like, ugh.
True.
I'm like, dang, okay, and like it's good to be seen by your community.
Yeah, I'm not in my cave.
Yeah, I personally like when like my gas station person knows who I am. Like there's too many gas stations and they're all equidistant from us pretty much that I'm like, no, none of these gas station people like really know me.
Yeah.
But like the girl at, okay, I know this is about to sound really bad, but I don't get liquor, but the women at the liquor store right next to it, because I always go in there and I'll get a Sprite or I'll get a Coke or I'll get like something because it's right there.
Yeah.
And I also think it's funny to say, hey, I'm gonna run to the liquor store to grab a drink really quick.
Right.
It's like Sprite. Like
Right.
I'm like, they're like,
You're like, I'm
Sprite
gonna go
and
get a Mountain
what?
Dew.
No, literally, I'm like, I'm getting a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Which is not
So they
cool.
know me because they're like, oh, just a Coke. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, every now and then I switch it up and I'll get a ginger ale. So
I'll get spicy.
I'll
a
get spicy
ginger ale.
with it, do a ginger ale, every now, like if they had Dr. Pepper, I would get that, but no, because I want like, usually I'm going because I want some caffeine and I didn't have coffee and I'm like, well, I'll have soda because it's the same amount of sugar as if I was gonna.
Oh, our middle son, it was so funny because he was like, I'm giving up soda because I want to be healthier and I'm just going to drink these giant Powerades. And Tyler and me go, well, let me give you a little lesson on health here.
Yeah.
You fell for the bottle. You fell for the that
Yeah.
it's hydrating and that it's healthy.
Yeah.
And we pulled it out and we were like, the sugar content alone. I'm like, you may as well drink that little can of soda.
Right.
Like, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
It's like, and it tricks you like that.
Yeah, because they're like electrolytes.
Electrolytes. Yeah. Okay. You can get that
Yeah.
in very many other
Yeah.
places.
And
Ultima, you can drink that zero sugar, drink that with your water. And now we're talking.
Right. That's healthy. Right. So I do like, and I do agree for like sports drinks when you're like active, like you're doing
Right.
something
You're
active,
in the middle
because you
of, that's
need
what it was
the-
designed for.
exactly.
The sugar. You
Right.
actually need the sugar and salt.
Right.
Like,
For like,
and
fuel.
when you have like the stomach bug, they say you actually don't want to get the sugar free. You want to get the sugar, like the
Yeah.
sugar is needed.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, sure, in certain instances, but when you're chugging those every day,
Right, then
you
it's
are
like-
consuming more calories and sugar than you need to.
Right.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, and
Like
it's
you
like
may
a
as well
trick.
drink a can of soda because the bottles are like this big and you're
Right.
drinking that whole thing.
Yeah.
But we had like the mini cans of soda. I'm like, I'm telling you that mini can of soda is not going to be
Yeah.
worse than everything you just put in your body when it's not needed.
No, literally. But yeah, so it's just about like, finding the discernment and knowing what your temptations are. I would say to start with that, just know what your temptations are, because I know that this movie really rocked both of us in like different ways, like, and similar, but like it was just so like, and yes, the Hollywood of it all, obviously, like some of the things, like the little scene at the end of the dumpster, he's like, hello,
me? Yeah.
did you miss me? I'm like, the demon would just go straight to you. They're not gonna find a homeless lady that you did something nice and that person is a demon. No.
Right.
I was like, but that was more of like
I think he was following. I think he's been studying him since he was a child.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, like movie wise, like, yeah, no, that like was a demon.
Yeah.
I'm for sure. Like that was a
Yeah.
demon. Like, and like, sorry. And so it was just really creepy, I guess, to me, to like, because that is pretty much what I would imagine it being like.
Yeah, that's
So.
what that is exact. I've now know that I've encountered fully demon possessed people.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. No,
Like,
and
I
you
know
can
for a
tell. You
fact.
can tell. You can tell.
Yes.
Yeah. Because people will literally like invoke them into them, and I'm like, why would you do that?
There's people that want it, and I think that I
My
know for
thing
a
is,
fact
like-
that I've encountered it. And I know for a fact I've encountered people that are not fully possessed, but that are
Yeah.
gonna be if they continue on the path that they're on.
Yeah, because all it takes is like,
And their life, you
like
watch it
people
slowly get
say
worse
like
and
making
worse
a deal
and
with the
worse.
devil. Like the deal is so sweet. Like how could you not? Like
Right.
that's the thing. It is a very sweet
Right.
deal. Usually it is the sweetest deal, and usually it just has to do with like he wants your soul.
Until you're Edward on the chair.
Right. Delighting in suffering.
And
Delighting
you're
in your
literally
suffering. Yeah.
drooling
Yeah. Which is crazy.
in an electric chair. Like,
Yeah.
that's just insane. Like, so all those temptations that seemed amazing.
Right. Right. And then I will say, like, the fact that he went on with that book tour anyway, but he like slightly changed it.
Yeah,
I'm
he's like, I'm making it a warning.
I'm like, but you're still doing exactly
What he wanted.
what he wanted.
And I think that was him. He was influenced.
Yeah, 100%. I think
I don't think he ever left him. Like, he says
Yeah.
he thinks he left him.
No,
but
he
that's why
didn't.
at the end he did
no,
that.
because he
he's
fully
never
gave him
left
permission to enter his body. That's the thing. I was like, but why would you do that? And this is what, okay. So you know how my aliens are angels?
And he was still an atheist, by the way.
Well, allegedly. He's like, you don't believe? He's like, nah. I'm like, okay. So you know my aliens are angels things?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what two creatures have very, very, very similar things as well? Vampires and demons. You have to be invited in. Wood. Jesus on the cross, the stake, you know,
The steak.
Yeah.
The steak.
right.
Yeah.
That's like because a lot of the stakes, what are they shaped like? A cross. Crosses burn them. Like that's traditionally holy water burns them. Like
Well, I mean, vampire.
I don't know where
They're
the
clearly
garlic
demonic because why would holy
Yeah.
water and crosses bother them?
and they don't have souls anymore. Like they're like cursed to roam the earth for all of eternity.
and what do? They suck the
Right.
life and
more
blood out of
importantly,
humans.
What do you have to do? A vampire cannot enter your home unless what? You invite it in. You have to invite it in. Or
And
it
when a
cannot
vampire,
enter.
this is an interesting take because when a vampire sucks the blood of a human, sucks the life out of them, and then proceeds to what? They become a vampire.
Yeah. Right.
Just like a demon
or killed.
or killed.
Yeah.
But a lot of times,
Yeah.
according to Hollywood,
Yeah. They
become one
a
themselves.
vampire. Yeah. Which I'm just saying.
And also have eternal life, just like a demon.
Yeah. So aliens versus vampires. That's the next movie. Like,
Right. Angels versus demons.
No, literally. I'm like, but because that's the other thing is like, there's so much of this in every single part of media. Like we're being shown every single day that this
even
is the
says
battle that
that.
we're facing. Like
He
every
even
day.
says that.
Like,
He's like, you guys are so stupid.
yeah.
He's like, Hollywood, like, he's like, we've
He's like, you
literally
think you're going to heaven. You're not
shown
going to
you
heaven. He's
everything.
like, everybody's going to hell. Like most people are going to hell. Like you don't realize that because you're just living in your own little fantasy, and you're like,
we should trigger warn. There is,
oh yeah, there's like a really, really, really tough scene about specifically like abortion, and it's really fucked up. Like honestly,
wild.
it really is. And so, like, trigger warning about that. If you have struggled with anybody or know anybody that's been in a situation like that, then I would definitely.
it's not
say, like,
graphic.
it's not graphic.
It's
It's
graphic
just-
in the sense of description.
yeah, it's a graphic description, and it's also like
I don't
a
even know how to
very.
explain that.
I would say it is the most like extremist, harsh Christian judgment of an abortion that you could think of. Like,
Now, what I do think is that he was trying. Now, here's
Mm-hmm.
my take on that. Because I've heard different things biblically, which are
Yeah.
that baby is not going to be punished because of the decisions
Yeah,
that were
no,
made.
no.
So that part, I think he wanted to specifically hurt that guy, the
Yeah.
doctor,
yeah,
by saying he's on the altar. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
no, baby. Okay, there's like a. I used to think when I was little that you went to heaven until you were 13.
Right, because you don't
Because
know.
but there's like some truth to that, because it's like
Yeah.
you will not go to hell if you truly cannot understand right from wrong.
And
like
that's why they don't baptize. Like some churches
Right.
do, but our church won't baptize until
Yeah.
they're old enough to understand.
Yeah,
And
but also,
they'll dedicate, but they won't
You can't
baptize.
tell me that people that suffer from, Down syndrome or like something like that person is not going to hell.
No.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, be so for real. Like somebody that
But they
can't
may have their own
understand-
internal relationship with God that we don't know about.
Right, exactly. So it's just somebody that can't understand, like, that can't understand right from wrong, that genuinely, like, is like a child, and that's why children are innocent, and that's why it protect children, and that's why all this stuff, because they're the most innocent beings, because they have they're born and they automatically have unconditional love. Like, the world takes that away from them. Like, all everything that, like, is pure and innocent is with a child that's born like a child. Like, they're gonna give you unconditional love even when you feel like you don't deserve it. They're gonna, like, and that's why they tell us to have, like, not like a childish faith, but a childlike faith, which means fully, completely, I believe.
Yes.
And not just like logically, because what is logic? You made that up.
Look at a child that just believes in Santa, and
they're
they heard something, and they're like, I heard him.
Right,
And it's like so innocent and so like pure.
Right.
And they're not questioning it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, at that point, like, they start getting older and start to go, how did they get to every house? But, like, at that time, they're not even worried about that.
Right.
They believe.
Right.
And they just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And imagine if everybody just could do that.
Right.
But, I mean, we do have to ask questions, and we do have to be aware of things, because we also can't be naive. But childlike is definitely, I wish I could do that with more things.
Yeah. And it's hard, because that's where the joy is, I fear.
Yeah.
Is in that state. So, but yeah, overall, like, I will say the movie, to me, like, it definitely is, like, a lot of symbolism of, like, repeating the cycle. It's a lot of symbolism of, like, you never really know, like you basically can't judge anyone, like, else's relationship with God, and you also can't judge their relationship with the devil, because they might be intertwined with either. Mm-hmm. And no matter, like, but focus on your discernment.
Yeah.
You have the feeling. I know that they say, like, women have intuition, which is very true. I think that every woman has an intuition that you can choose to ignore or choose not to. I do think that's one of the things that makes men and women different,
mm-hmm.
whereas men have, like, a ton of, like, physical strength and, like,
it's more
leadership, more primal type of stuff. Like, you're hunting, that's your job. I heard this. I see how this person's interacting with you.
Yeah.
It's my job to be like, you need to keep eyes on this person, because I can feel that they're not trustworthy.
The discernment, the nurturing,
and so that's why you need
awareness.
Both. You need the protector, and you need I've been in lots of situations where, like, especially, like, with my ex, like, we would be around a bunch of different girls all the time. Like, it's not really, like, because I have a ton of friends, and then we meet people out, and it's not whatever. But he had definitely, like, an infidelity problem, but it wasn't even that. Like, that was, like, the most, like, concerning part to me. It's the type of women that he would have this problem with, because it would literally be the succubus. Mm-hmm. It was never a nice girl. It was never like somebody that had good intentions. It was never somebody that, like, had feelings for him and just didn't care that he was with. No, it was none of these people had feelings for him. None of these people cared about him.
Very rarely is that the case.
They literally just, like, you could see the succubus energy. Yeah. You can tell that that person has no good intentions. She wants the money. She wants the attention. She wants to drain you of your literal energy. Like, it's like, and so those are the people, because it feels so inviting. And I'm like, yeah, it does feel so inviting. So inviting, until you realize that you are literally a decrepit person. Like, you've been sucked dry of, like, and it, like, misleads you and takes you to different
and now
places.
You've taken on all their, I mean, I'm using the term loosely, their demonic.
Well, yeah, that's
they're demonic
scientific
shit.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, for
because
sure.
there have been studies. There was a study. I know about a lot of Cambridge studies. It's one of the like, I just trust them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just because they like I like the research behind it, but where if you have sex with somebody that has depression, or let's say anxiety, that's easier and more common and easier to tell. If you are not an anxious person and you have sex with somebody that struggles a lot with anxiety, for up to 2 weeks after that intercourse, you can suffer from symptoms of anxiety.
Yeah.
And that's so strange to me. But it's the other thing also, like, if you have ever been pregnant, like by anyone, that person's DNA can stay inside you for years.
Yeah.
For
that's
years and
interesting.
years and years and years. Like I think I saw like the range was ridiculous. It was like anywhere from like 6 months to 10 years.
Jeez.
And I'm like, what do you mean anywhere from 6 months to 10 years?
What does that depend on?
Right, depending on what? Like
Right.
the grip or what? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Like, sorry.
Shit.
Sorry. But yeah, no, I
Well, that's why I'm saying imagine like OnlyFans and sex workers and hookers. Like
yeah.
the damage that's being done on both parts.
Yeah.
All
on
people
both
are victims.
parts. And it's it's
parts.
all for money. And like money like money is the root of all evil. Like, and it's not every part of money is evil, but it's like people
But they're
will do crazy
all carrying
things.
all that, and think
Right.
about the hundreds of people they've been with, thousands of people probably.
Yeah.
And then each of those people
Yeah.
are carrying that, and it's like
Yeah.
you are spreading this
Getting
aside
infected,
from
yeah.
fucking
But actual
spreading the
STDs,
STDs.
yeah,
like you're spread. And let's be real, if anybody thinks for 1 second that a little thin piece of rubber is going to do shit for all that they got going on, you've lost your damn mind.
Right, exactly.
You've lost your damn mind. Like you
Exactly.
have to be an idiot.
I think people should watch the movie, but also I'll say like strange things have been happening. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I just went from crazy week to like okay week to weird things happening, and like I feel like things like this always happen when my life is like changing.
Yes.
So I'm like okay. I was like it's the one of my friends told me one time, and I've shared this before, but he said, what if your purpose and your power is so great that's why the enemy keeps attacking you, because they're genuinely afraid of what you're capable of.
But also, I think that they come harder at you for a period of time,
Yeah.
and then they back off. And that's kind of what the demon was saying. Like,
Yeah.
they back off so that you cannot be guarded as much.
Yeah.
So you need to be aware
Yeah.
that when that comes off and backs
Yeah.
off, don't get too cocky.
Yeah.
Be
No, literally
at peace.
be alert for
but
your enemy,
you
the
know
devil.
it's coming.
Yeah.
It will. Because
Yeah.
they forever. It
You
will
know, there's
come
a
back.
verse that says, be alert because your enemy, the devil, is prowling after you like a roaring lion.
Always.
Fear not, because your Christian brothers and sisters all over the world are encountering the same kind of suffering that you are.
Right.
That's the verse. I think it's 1 Peter 5, 8, and 9.
So don't ever be like, I'm in the clear.
Be alert. That's what it says.
I'm
Be
good.
alert because your enemy, the devil, is
Because that's when you're going to start letting things
coming at you like a lion.
come in. And
Prowling
you're gonna start
like a
letting,
lion.
Yep. You're going to
Yeah.
start
And
start
should've
coming
said
to temptations
prowling like
because
a
now
lioness,
you
but-
have brought down. It's the same thing in relationships. You know, let's say you guys go through some shit and you know, it's fresh and everybody's perfect and minding their P's and Q's and everybody's on point and,
Yeah.
you know, you decide to not get divorced.
Yeah.
Well, 2 years from there,
Yeah.
you could be getting complacent and you could be getting that comfort feeling and
Right.
think, oh, we're in the clear.
Right. And then that's when
I'm not
temptation
saying
will
you should
start
always
to-
be like on like scared or fearful.
No.
But
Fearful is not.
if
No, just
you
alert. Just alert.
are unaware and become so naive and deluded that you think that I mean, there's people married 20 years that are like, my husband would never, my wife would never.
I wouldn't say
that.
I don't say would never anymore because then
We've
I
discussed
find
that. You
myself
just
nevering.
don't say
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Because you don't know.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
just live your life, be aware, have discernment, find God, handle your shit.
No, literally.
All right, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I think that's a good place. Yeah.
Go to your secret place.
Go to your secret place. You know, build your own personal spiritual connection. Like that's
Yeah.
that's focus. You do you. You focus on
Yeah.
you, and you know, just try not to fall into temptation.
Yes.
You know,
It's really actually simple.
deliver us from evil.
And we rebuke
Whatever
Lots.
that thing was earlier, that was crazy.
lots of things.
Okay, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know, YouTube,
Share.
Instagram.
I'll be back someday.
Yeah, and I'll try to post more stories.
I'll
guys.
send. I need to make some clips so you guys can. We have some episodes out and coming out, so
Yeah.
go check it out.
I'll post.
Set up with
Yeah.
notifications.
Yeah, turn on that notification bell. Why don't you just hit that notification bell?
Yes.
So that way you'll know.
Yeah. We'll be more consistent.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a goal that we.
Yeah.
have. It's not on there, but it's a goal.
It's a goal.
Yeah.
But life.
Yeah.
So, all right. Bye.
Bye.
Shadows, I found my light in the chaos. I found